What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So, we talk about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's definitely the best player on the Clippers. You can throw James Harden in the mix, but they don't win championships without Kawhi. So Kawhi's words really carries through the team's locker room, probably louder than any other players, as it should, because he's the most proven on the team. And not even that, it's just that at this stage of the season, a player like him leading by example and speaking definitely goes a lot further because he's been there, done that, won championships, and knows what it takes. So after this last very good game they had, awesome game they had with OKC, which got a lot of eyebrows raised about how dangerous the Clippers can be, and the game before that where they beat the Cavs, Kawhi Leonard had a message to say of what hurt the team in the game that they played against the Thunder. And I feel like this message is very, very candid, but at the same time, it speaks very, very loudly of what the Clippers really need to work on in moments of the game that they don't need to happen. Kawhi said the second quarter, they had a lot of turnovers. And that's what hurt them. That kind of gave OKC momentum enough to stay afloat in the game and keep their momentum going, even though Shea was not playing a good game. Because he would ultimately, when you're playing the better teams, when they make mistakes, you have to capitalize. When their best player is not playing good, you really have to capitalize. And for Shea to play poorly, and they missing one of the Williams brothers, I think, in that game, the Clippers got to find a way to win that game. And that's exactly what Kawhi Leonard's thinking. You have to win a game that's winnable. And that's more of a winnable game than a losable game because they actually had Shea playing exactly how they wanted him to, which is struggle from the field, not shoot a high percentage, not kill him from the mid-range like he does everybody else, get to wherever he wants to, his spots, and just lethally hurt a team. They had him strapped down for the most part, but they still found a way not to win the game and take advantage of them missing a player and their best player not playing at his elite level because of turnovers. And that's something the Clippers really got to work on. They got to work on their turnovers. They can't have these quarters where they have 5-6 crucial turnovers that basically swings the momentum of the game, whereas the Clippers could be in control of a game and they give it right back. And that's the one problem that they've had early in the season, too, when they've had the one game you've heard me speak about a lot that really just made me cringe was the Pacers game. When they played the Indiana Pacers, they was up by 22 and let the Pacers come back and beat them. There's no way that should happen. But turnovers, careless basketball, reckless basketball, not paying attention to detail, you get beat. And then at times you get embarrassed. That was an embarrassing loss for the Clippers. It really was. If they had that one win right there probably puts them in the 6th seed right now. If you think about it, they're like a game and a half. They're like a game out of the 6th seed. That one win right there probably has them in the 6th seed or tied for the 6th seed. You see what I'm talking about? Situations like that come back to haunt you when you're supposed to win a game like that. And this is the problem that I've seen with the Clippers throughout the season. They have these lulls and these moments in games where they just don't execute at a high level to where it looks like they have a game plan going out there. It looks like the turnovers just happen at unopportune times. And it's like it gives other team momentum, whether the Clippers have the lead or not. And the Clippers are such a good team defensively, they can keep themselves in games, get themselves back in games if they're down. But you don't always want to fight that uphill battle like that all the time when you really actually have the better team. Now, this situation, I wouldn't say they ultimately had the better team. I just personally think they had the best player on the floor because Kawhi was the best player on the floor to me. That OKC game. Shea still put up 20 plus points, but he struggled doing it. Kawhi was shooting efficient, and they were guarding Kawhi very tough, being physical. Kawhi was being physical back and still getting to his spots. Now, Kawhi missed a couple bunnies that game, a couple easy ones right at the basket that he never usually misses. So, I mean, that's probably not going to happen the next time they play. So, OKC got to hope if they see this team in the first round, they better hope the Terminator Kawhi isn't coming along with the Clippers, because if he does, and Norman Powell gets his footing back under him as well, which a lot of people might not talked about. Norman Powell hasn't been scoring the way he was in the beginning because he's still trying to get his footing back. If he gets back to his scoring ways with Kawhi playing the way he can play, and you add James Harden into that mix, it might not matter whether they get one of the Williams brothers back or not. It just might not if James Harden shows up. But then again, that's another question. James Harden showing up in big games. Well, we have to see him do that, because he has not done that in some years, and it's we're waiting. But either way, I think that's something the Clippers really got to work on, because we could talk about their defense at times and how they don't play defense at the highest level at times during games, but those turnovers hurt really bad this part of the season going into the playoffs, because if you're a turnover worthy team at the wrong time in games and giving teams momentum to come back and score on you when you have a 20 plus point lead, when you have the game in control, that could happen in a fourth quarter, where it's happened before with the Clippers against the Bucks, I believe. I believe it's against the Milwaukee Bucks they played. They gave up a lead in that game. And it's like you have these moments where you have these multiple turnovers and you're not really securing the ball. It's not like, I don't know, it's like the Clippers can't allow these things to happen if they want to fight for a championship. They can't allow these things to happen. And like I said, sometime Ty Lue has to get the rotations better. Ty Lue has to put different coaching schemes in there sometime and not wear his players down, because I feel like Ty Lue's coaching scheme also hurts the team because he coaches just like Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers wears his best players down during the regular season. That's the reason why a lot of times his best players don't be their best in the playoffs, and a lot of his teams had 3-1 leads and they lost them and lost the series. Because when you wear down your best players and really don't have a system where everything is systematically working, where the best player can really take nights off and only really gear up good for the better teams, you're hurting your best players' chances of staying healthy long term, and you're wearing them down during the season. So when the playoffs get there, well, they don't have enough gas to keep going, especially older players like, Kawhi and James Harden. So coaching has to be fixed as well. I don't want to negate that either. But the turnovers, I really wish they would cut down on those and not have them in bunches. And sometimes the Clippers have them in bunches, what really kind of hurts them, because, like I said, it gives the other team momentum, and you don't want that. Now, against the Knicks tonight, they play. I don't know about Jalen Brunson being there, but to me, that's a winnable game. But that's a game that the Clippers can go in there and don't play their hardest and don't play with their heart out. And don't play with that intensity and kind of go in there and, BS around a little bit and can possibly get beat. Because the Knicks are going to play you hard. That's a Tom Thibodeau team. They're going to play you hard. So regardless of who's on the floor, you're going to get the best of whoever's on the floor, because that's how Tom Thibodeau coaches. So Clippers need to go in there, get a win tonight, secure the ball, don't turn it over as much, and see what the results is, and it'll probably turn out to a victory.